Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terri Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean. Hello, good evening. Welcome to December. Oh, Lord. Anyway, welcome. It is Wednesday evening. This is 5.8G Live brought to you by Connections 50 Plus. And my name is Terri Ann Joseph Brathwaite, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus. And with me this evening, is my friend.
Good evening, everyone. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, the other co-creator of Connections 50 Plus. Welcome, welcome to this evening's 5.8G Alive show.
We can't get away, Jennifer. We're in December. The last month is here. The best month. The month that has Christmas. The month that has Parang. The month that starts Soca. Oh my goodness. We are here. Can you believe it?
Yes, and I'm enjoying it.
Listen, you're even getting the crispness in the air, but the Christmas breeze and all that kinds of stuff. It's the thing that energizes me. I am getting into my very, very happy place that no one can disturb, no matter what. So even
totally with you on
that. Yes. So, Jennifer, as we are into December and we are getting into Christmas, we decided that we are going to be talking about Christmas. So, Jennifer, what do we have in store for our listeners for this month?
Well, we're looking at as we say, it's Christmas time and we're planning. And so we're looking at the plans we're making. We're looking at the old tradition, if they're still being kept up, or if they're no more or fading out. And we are also going to chat about us on the 5.8G stage. What are we doing for the season?
Yes.
Are we cooking, partying?
All of the above.
Just having a good time paranging.
And remember, we have our Christmas party online live on the 13th, which is next Friday. But more of that in a little while. So let's go into Tribe and let us talk about Christmas time. Great.
Yep.
So Jennifer, sometimes you listen to our cohort talk, and I suppose this is one of the few times you'll hear me saying this, our old people thing. We like to talk about the old days and how it was and all those kinds of things. And I find sometimes when we talk about Christmas and what Christmas is, sometimes we're talking about a time that has gone long time, that's probably never going to come back. And we do it with some nostalgia. But at the same time, we love what's happening now and we love the freedom and excitement of today. So, it'd be nice for us to, if we think about the tradition of Christmas, when our cohort thinks about Christmas, what are some of the things that you think about when you think Christmas, the traditional Christmas?
The traditional Christmas, definitely you have the preparation part, which is really the family coming together. You're deciding, okay, Christmas. What are we doing? If we're coming together, and traditionally, you find families come together at Christmas time. And they always have those who go in, the cake makers, the pastel makers, the drink makers, the sorrel and the rum punch and the ginger beer. And, traditionally, these things you start from before. So all now, the first week in December, if you haven't soaked the fruits already, you're soaking the fruits, you're buying up the sorrel, you're getting all the limes together. Recently, somebody brought me limes, which is traditional, to make the rum punch. And all these things, and the grocery buying, because you're starting, if you can't make one big grocery, you're starting to look, because, of course, sales going on, so you're seeing special offers. So you're starting to buy up all the groceries, etc. So that in terms of the preparation for the meal, that, and I should say the entertainment, not just the meal, the entertainment, because there's a lot of entertainment going to be going on. So you have to make sure you have sufficient food in the house. Of course, traditional, you're looking for gifts, because we buy gifts. We buy a lot of gifts Christmas time. So you're already starting. Of course, the stores, everybody having sale because it's Christmas time. So you start, making your list. That list, you make a grocery list, you make your gift list also, to know what you're buying for who, and you put a little cost to it, because you have to manage that spending. If you're a house person like me and you like to decorate, of course, we're going to see some bargains for the curtain. What else? Whatever you want to change up in the house and change around, you're starting to shop or get prices, to see what's out there. Of course, you have the spiritual part, which is what Christmas is all about. So traditionally, I don't know about now, so I'm looking at the tradition. You're looking for your outfit, what you're going to church with. We have church clothes. Christmas, we get a new outfit, right? You dress up to go to church for Christmas, of course. And also, prior to that, you decide about your entertainment. Yes, you entertain home, but I know for us too, I personally like to go to some of the shows, the little concerts they have in, the Parang Lime, all the different things that you can go to, and you decide what you're going to, depending on what you like, Traditionally, some people may not go to any of the concerts, but they're planning the Christmas line, who they go in by, and if you have, a group and you say, okay, we parang in this house, we parang in that house, so it's the entire week of sometime long before, because parang start already. So so you have the tradition of the liming and getting together with friends and doing different things. Some people actually have a special cookout with the roast, the pig on the fireside outdoors, and you have that pig going, and you have the wild meat around, and real outdoor traditional type of liming, as we call it, paranging, soca parang. Yeah. So that's a lot, but that's a fun film. December is a lot of fun. So traditionally, that's what I know. Some of it's still happening. Some may have, wane a bit, because I'm talking about what we know and what I know growing up and still enjoying, Yeah.
Yeah. You really, there are many traditions of Christmas, and people would have your tradition will be shaped by what you probably grew up with in your environment, And when I think of Christmas in terms of the tradition, the things that really get my senses going and so on, it's not as much activities as it's things around my senses, like stuff that I smell, you know?
Okay.
So, definitely, and they are all related to activities. Like there's a certain smell of curtain fabric, new curtain fabric. There's a way that smells. And when you hang up those new curtains, the house gets that smell. And the smell of, like, long ago, you used to have wood floor and you had to polish the floor, mansion polish and chief polish. So between the curtain and the newly polished floor, that would start, it would get me into thinking, Christmas is coming, and then
You're preparing the house, and
you know,
Terry, and
mhm.
the shining of the floors normally in the living room or the dining room. But when you get to the kitchen, we had to buy a new piece of linoleum
Yeah,
because
even the
that
linoleum.
smell of
That,
the linoleum was something else to it, because you must buy a little piece to freshly let the floor look a little fresh and
yeah,
nice.
there were, and even when you think of the smell, Christmas is really through your nose for me. Because even if you go in the bathroom, the new shower curtain, that had a smell. The new and the
The
Christmas
plastic.
tree, because you went and cut the pine tree and the things falling all over, and that carried a smell. And then, I mean, the smell of all smells is cake baking and ham baking and pork baking and all those, and some aspects of cheesy things. So
Yeah.
to me, when I think about Christmas, and the thing is that all those smells alerted you to the fact that there would be more activity in the house, whether it's visitors, whether there's more food coming, there's more whatever. So, for me, when I think of Christmas and I think of the tradition, um, it's all about smells and hear and what I hear. So my father's a real music buff. So you would have during the year, he'd be playing jazz records and all kinds of things like that. And I always remember young, you said, hear this thing because he took over the rediffusion, the little gram, the radiogram.
Yeah.
But Christmas time, it turned to some really old parang las estrellas, moonlight serenaders. There's a parang group.
Yeah.
Old rum men. And Frank Sinatra Christmas album, Jackson 5 Christmas album. So those songs with the smells really hooked me up to, oh God, something good is coming. It's a time like
Yeah.
at a time that really, really sets me off. And I suppose all of that preparation is to welcome guests, or you go visiting family, or you do
Yeah.
different things, you know so sometimes we wonder if, all right, we have all that tradition, do we still have those traditions? you know so when we think now it's Christmas, what are the things that click the senses?
We really evolved. So many of those traditions, again, and what I mentioned, because for me, Christmas was really an active time, right? The scent you're talking about, which is important, smelling all the things. For us, that was more the last week of Christmas. Understand? But a lot of the activities going out there and the shopping and all these things, we did a lot of you know, whoever had it lighten up, we like to move around and check out and just be part of it. But now, certain of the traditions obviously is no more. And you're talking about the polishing of the floors, etc. We know now Christmas is coming, and if you look right now, in my preparation, it's nothing to do with the floors. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to do with it. I have no polishing or anything now. It's just a mop, a vacuum within no time. You vacuum out the dust.
It's not a wood floor.
Well, the modern wood floors now don't need that polishing.
It's simulated wood. If it really what it did, it
you do have the look of the wooden floors, but not in the traditional polished ways. So we evolved, yes, but one thing in evolving, one thing for sure, the place clean, huh? It have to be clean. So you have to really, so you may not be polishing, but you're mopping and you're walking barefoot, no dust coming. You mustn't feel dust under your feet, right? So I would think the core of it, which is the having the place clean, is still there. But the tradition as trend, we have to help polish everything. I would say that, of course, went out because of modern times and
Brasso and silver. Brasso and silver.
Yeah, so we different times. So I would say yes to tradition. The other tradition that I grew up with, I still enjoy, but is the paranging from house to house. So my mom, so in the church choir and a lot of those who in the choir automatically became what they say parangeros. they learn the parang thing, so they also got involved in the paranging. So as Charan, we accompanied the little parang group. So that was fun. We don't went to drink, but they will pass us something to eat. So we got to go in the early rounds. Sometimes they go all hours, but it's within the village, it's within the area. So we would start the early rounds, but when it gets in, we have to go in, right? The tradition for house to house, again, not the way it was done before. It is still happening. We're visiting, I will say more, you're visiting, but you're not surprising anyone. With the parang, you kind of have your list. You have your list of who to go by, and you're just having fun. Now you have to organize that more. You actually need to know who you're going by, what time. People have to know before, so they have to prepare and they have to tell you if you could come or not, because if they can
afford to have you there.
Yes, not this year, not this time. I'm going through, you still have those who, for now, in the modern times, do it more like a Dutch. So you come in, you're visiting, aware of the economy and hard times. You would walk with a bottle. You say, what you bringing? Bring something, right? So it's different. Before, you have to fend for yourself. You better have your whatever it is there to serve. Nobody ain't bringing anything, So yeah, but the thing about it, Terri, it changed because of a lot of different reasons. Now it is not as comfortable for people to just come out of the house and visit and do those things as before. But connecting with your friends and family, visiting, that aspect of sharing that joy, is still there. It's still there. It's not done in the way we did it before, but it's being done.
I suppose so. But before we get onto that, I think one of the reasons that traditions, well, again, tradition is how it was done before. And when we think about all those activities, they're very labor intensive and time consuming. And it really indicated that there was a housewife in the house. There was a homemaker. There was somebody
And plenty children to help.
who spend most of their time preparing and making and doing and all kinds of stuff. So I really don't see, as we came into the more modern era, let's say 30 years ago, when most of us may have been working, ain't no way you're going home to polish a floor, especially when something called ceramic tiles, linoleum, vinyl tiles, all of the terrazzo, carpet, all of these things were invented.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of the you think of the beverages of Christmas. Sorrel and ginger beer took 2 weeks to make because you had to pick that sorrel, clean that sorrel, dry that sorrel, boil that sorrel, cure that sorrel, and then you get sorrel. Don't talk about this ginger beer that had to sit down in the sun for 2 weeks with the lime and the rice, and you have to run and take it out.
You still have to have it soaking, huh?
Now you have those items on demand no matter how. The sorrel, you could go the long winded route. You could get dry sorrel, you could get sorrel concentrate, you could get ready to drink sorrel. So that, you don't have, and we're not going to talk about the black cake because I think the real diehards will be soaking their fruits. But the rate at which you see black cake being sold in the supermarkets and so on is either we real eating black cake and making black cake or something. So, I would think for me, a lot of the triggers for my traditional Christmas don't exist anymore because I ain't have no polishing going on in my house. No was polishing going on in my parents' house. And I am not a change curtain every year lady. I do custom drapes and I change my curtains every 20 years. I've been living in my house for 32 years and I've changed drapes after sets of drapes. I ain't ashamed to say. So you're not smelling no curtain. You might smell down.
I go in and buy. So no longer custom made anything, just straight out of, not advertising for anybody, but straight out of the store.
Yeah.
And I blend in the colors and I tend to maintain the color scheme.
Yeah,
So it's always the next piece to match.
Yeah, you're a decorator, so a lot of my triggers what are not there. It's just not. A lot of the cooking smells are there. The cooking smells are there, but even those have changed because even when I bake a ham, I am not doing that laborious process with clove and pineapple and basting and all this sort of nonsense. So I suppose for me, the triggers, they've come down to, as you said, Christmas to me, no matter how you get it, all this preparation and all this whatever it is a time where I open the home to family and friends who are like family, and our family is pretty large. So we have given each household has a day. So there are about 4 households. So between Christmas Eve and New Year's, everybody has a day. So everybody has really one intense day of preparation and stuff like that. But then you go. So that's our haranguing. And a lot of my friends complain, but I can't find a day for you to come and visit. I can't because Christmas Eve is here, Christmas Day is there, Boxing Day is there, Old Year's Day is there, New Year's Day is there. So, it's you sit down and I think of my tradition, it is really getting together with family and eating. The road to that has changed over the years, whether I do it or it's done otherwise. But at the end of the day, we sit down with music and old talk and laughing and intergenerational. And I was thinking now we have 4 generations, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, a grandfather, a parent, a child that can come together and have Christmas,
And that definitely, as you say, the tradition of family coming together is still there. But whereas, like you mentioned, your family, you still have that large family. A lot of us, including myself, it has dwindled in that, in growing up to a certain point, even when we got married and moved out, we maintained that tradition. We had one main household, is our parents' house, right? And we would all carry a dish and everything. So the main thing there. Then depending, we may host, we may decide, not everybody, but someone may decide, you know what, come by me Boxing Day. So Boxing Day would be thing. But the rally where everybody will turn up would be at my parents' home.
Yeah.
So the other days, which is traditionally the Boxing Day for us, really, for the tradition, but not everybody may turn up by whoever it is hosting it. So now and then with the migration of my sisters who went overseas and then who here, then it just kind of dwindled, and then the children who got married, and so it really, we still will come together, but it's not as before, but I totally agree, whether it's a small family gathering or not, that family is critical for this, to celebrate this time of the I think
Family and close friends, and friends who are like family.
Yeah.
I think that's an important distinction, an important point that has to be made. Because even as you think of families who are abroad, and not with the shoots, not with the root, the stem, the shoots as they go up in a different place. It's clusters of friends who come from different places, different backgrounds, and the tradition is the same. That at Christmas time, you get together with people that you care about, who care about you, and you share a meal and drinks and music. And I think that is underlying a lot of the traditions. And that's a tradition that continues today, even though it may, how you get around to getting there, how you get the food, whether it's prepared or whether it's brought in, or whether it's Dutch or whatever it is. The fact of the matter is that we get together. It's a human condition, where two people if you see in hospitality, you will see something to eat, something to drink, and some kind of entertainment. If those are missing, there's no hospitality. So, yes.
The tradition too of giving and giving to charity. So you have two aspects of the giving too. So some of us, and that's my family, did that too. So every Christmas, my mom being involved in her church group. Really, she was very much involved for years and years in the Child Welfare League. So we would organize a party for the underprivileged, you would see, within the area. And that is a tradition, not just for our family alone. Many, our mothers, I should say more, got involved in that sort of gift giving and helping. So they would also kind of core persons to give gifts, and also they would be the one, of course, making the sweet bread and cake and everything to come together for that party. And that is a tradition I felt still it's ongoing. And you see a lot of families feeding the poor, around that time. They have their prepared meals that they go to distribute and things like that. So I find that tradition of giving, giving to others, being more aware of those the unfortunate ones outside there. And then back to your family, showing that love by buying a gift, to present. to their family or friends, their loved ones. They even do it in offices where they have the gift giving, So that tradition of gift giving and charitable giving continues, I would say. Yeah.
It's to just show how traditions are different. I've never developed the gift giving tradition in my household. It's not a physical gift, but you see that come together and that meal and so on. That's the gift. So I can't remember the last time we had, probably when the kids were small. We have a gift exchange, but that togetherness on the day, no one is burdened with. You don't have to bring anything. You don't have to exchange anything. Just be there and be together. And I remember doing charities, and I remember once one of the institutions that I worked with, they said, God, we're so inundated at Christmas time. We don't know what to do with all these things. It's too much, So I decided, no, I will switch it out of Christmas and go in the middle of the year and do things. So it just shows that every family has a different road.
We definitely maintain tradition of gift giving.
Yeah.
What changed later on is that when we got much older, we decided the children will get the gifts.
Yeah.
And then we changed for the adults would be, you pick, you just put the names in a thing, shake it up, and you pick which.
You do angel on the things.
Yeah, something along that line. And that to ensure too that you don't give somebody something that they will not be useful.
Yeah.
So that continue, I would say, up to now, that we still do gift giving.
Many
So as
people
you
do
said, the
that.
tradition varies
Yeah.
with families. Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it really is that joy. And we're having this discussion because we really would like for our cohort to start a discussion, to start an exchange of ideas of, okay, what is your tradition? What was the tradition in terms of as you were growing up as a young adult? And how have the things that you used to do continued? Are you able to continue doing what you would have done before? Or have they changed? And sometimes, Jennifer, we may talk about, all right, we're preparing for Christmas. And mentally, we are in the habit of it's an automatic thing. You have to buy the curtains, you have to buy the big grocery, the hotel grocery. You have to get the drinks, you have to do all these things. And sometimes, if we sit down and think about it, we are spending money for an event that used to happen, not an event that currently happens, or an event that is probably very scaled down, So before you were married or your children got married and your children with their new families focused on their household and they just passing to visit for breakfast for an hour or two. And and they're not eating as much because they have to go by the extended family and all those kinds of things. I'm wondering if we still are preparing for the traditional Christmas when probably we need to prepare for another kind of Christmas. What do you think?
Okay, so let me look at it this way. The traditional Christmas, as you mentioned earlier, we all had different experiences based on how we were born, the environment, etc. So when I look, and that is what I think in terms of looking, how are we going to spend Christmas, or how do we want to spend Christmas, being aware that some of the traditions we can no longer hold on to, or we need to scale down, right? I look at the traditions, the things that for me really put me in that nice, happy mood, have me smiling and not worrying about whether they have money or not. We do all sorts of things around Christmas time to make sure we have money. Whether we have our susu get in our hand at Christmas, whether we used to take a loan or credit union loan, whatever it is. The main thing is, I think now for me, the aspect of Christmas I enjoy and still enjoy and will continue from, and this is me. I love going out to the store. I just love going out and checking out. Now I don't have to be shopping and window shopping. I love going into especially now modern times with the malls, right? And the malls are nicely decorated and you just doing window shopping. I enjoy that. I grew up going into, we grew up as Sharon, we in Belmont. So we love going around and by the savannah and seeing all the things light up and all that. Going out, checking out all the different decorations and things. I enjoy that. I still do it. For me, my children, I don't think they're interested in that. That's not their thing. So I mean, so that tradition is for me. The tradition that what I still continue when we get together on Christmas Day. The family has dwindled, but I still encourage. I host it because I want them come at me. I am now the elder, the parent, so I want the children and the grands and whoever extended family to come. So I maintain that with the meal, whatever needed. So I do make the extra groceries for that. Okay? The extra drinks and all that because I love it. I know it is not like before with a large family, but this family is small and I love that. And I love when we come together and they give the gifts and they try and open their gifts. For me, that's traditional. I do it still. I still like to go to the little parang and the little dinner and the concert and the visiting. And so I ain't paranging as before, but I enjoy when I get in. Well, of course, I'm not dropping in by anybody unannounced, but I would accept mostly all invitations I get because I like the idea of. And for me, Karen, it's not about the food, you know. It's not about that. It's about just celebrating with friends and family. And I don't have to be a whole day. I just go and enjoy the company and I'm good at that. I like the idea of the dressing up for Christmas and of course you always have the tradition of you're going to church. I continue my tradition of doing charitable giving. Definitely. I grew up with that. I continue doing that.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped. I tried to encourage my children before they were younger, they had no choice but to come along to feed the party for the children. But now what I get them to do is contribute towards the, whether they buy the gifts, whether they put towards the food, the meal, or whatever it is. So I would say for me, those are the traditions I hold on to, enjoy, understanding, do. It would not be like before, but the spirit is there, the family togetherness is there, and my happy feeling is there. And of course, I fix up my house and I put on the lights, and I love that. That I continue. Yeah.
Definitely. I did not get that gene from my parents at all. My Christmas tree has been hanging up for 5 years. I just plug it in. That's all.
I like the idea of changing the color scheme and oh yes, everything in and out.
Come on, you'll have a good lime, a good rollicking lime. And you'll forget about, you wouldn't even notice weathering the curtain up for the last 15, 16 years. I think I'm the 17th year with the current. So,
For me, I like it for me. Even if I do all that and nobody comes in the house, I'm happy. I just like the idea of things. So as you say, it varies.
yeah.
So we ready and our cohort, our tribe is ready to check and see as you ask the question. Are you continuing with the tradition? What are you happy doing? Are you willing to look and say, hey, I can't do this so more, but I could do it in this way and still
Oh,
celebrate the season?
yeah. Or are you setting yourself up to be disappointed at Christmas by framing in your mind an expectation of this is going to happen this way and that is going to happen this way? And you went and got 10 outfits and you sit down and you have nowhere to go with the 10 outfits because the visitors aren't coming as they would have come before, or you don't have as many places to other people to go and visit as before, or the children have own their own lives with their own families and they're off doing this and you're getting a much shorter part of their day. So for all that you've prepared can't be consumed. And then when they leave, you're left, all right, what do I do now? No, what?
Yeah, that's true because I have found over the years definitely it has scaled down a lot in terms of the visiting and I find myself after the and you change too, before it was everybody was lunch and then as you say you adjust because your family is small, your children have their own families now, they have to deal with that. I find myself for most of the day on Christmas Day home alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Understand? So after the little, as you say, the brunch, or even if those who have lunch,
The party you get, either they come in the night after the celebration, so all they do is drinking a glass of sorrel because they're full.
they're not taking you with them, and then you're tired too. And so now I would say at this stage in life, I do expect, for instance, Terry, and you say, you Kate, and you in your case have a big family, and I don't expect myself, I'm bored to call you and say I come in and line by you. It's no longer like that. You have things to do. And by the time you finish, you're tired. And I too tired to even travel to say I'm driving and I'm coming down the road. You understand? So we have to accept the stage we are on. And as you say, don't get depressed and grumble and say, look at you now, Christmas Day, end up being home. Christmas Day, if I end up being home, because I like my space and I did it the way I would enjoy. I'm happy being home. I'm not depressed. I look around and I'm enjoying what I have done.
Yeah.
So if I get no visitors on that day after the family have left and I have nobody to go to or nobody passing to pick me up to go somewhere, I am good.
Mm.
And I look back and I really had a great time on the second half stage. I enjoyed it fully.
You know?
So, that was that time. So
Yeah.
I agree with you that we have to manage our expectation and what we would see as disappointments, you
And
know?
not only I don't think it has to be disappointments. I think we have to be aware of our new circumstance. So if the children have families and they have to visit, they have to spend time with in-laws and so on, because Jennifer, as we thought about it, when we set up house, husbands and partners, families had to come by us. So whatever happened to your parent or your whatever it is. But the thing about it is Christmas is a season. And there is so much that is going on now. Instead of crushing everything into this one day and the expectation is for this whole day, you can, in this month of December, enjoy so much Some are paid events, some are not paid events. There are concerts, there are shows, there are exhibitions, there is entertainment, there are public concerts all over, so that you could go every weekend, have 2 events to attend, and even sometimes in the all kinds of events. You could do domestic tourism, have a Lopino, Paramin, Santa Cruz. There's a place in South, Queenam, Parang, Christmas.
You know, it's really nice, Terry, and when you read all these different go to these places, I sit down and I say yes, but I have to say like every day I wouldn't be going.
Oh, but we can go. It doesn't have to be in midday.
Yeah, you can arrange with a friend. You could arrange with a friend. To say,
Jennifer, sometimes the events or stuff, you do not have to go with somebody. They are organized by they are established organizations, and you can go many times a day. Like you could go and meet a friend. You know, there are, if you go onto the Queen's Hall site, there's a whole calendar of concerts.
Really, and those concerts, it's easy. You could just
get yourself there. Put on the pretty clothes and get yourself there. And so I think that for many of us, and for those who are able to drive around, you talked about going to see lights and stuff like that. Jump in the car and take a drive around, go around the savannah, look at the magnificent, beautifully decorated, the botanical gardens, President's House, and then there are some neighborhoods. There is a neighborhood in Valsayn. I know there's one in Gulfview in San Fernando. I'm limited to Trinidad, so those are the areas that I'll talk about. But in any residential area, oh gosh, not the other day, sometime I drove through, was it Pinto? Oh, Papa, they could decorate. Sometimes.
Now, by me, I just sit and I watch over my 2 neighbors that facing me. Wow.
Yeah.
And beautiful, nicely decorated,
there is so much that we can do to fill ourselves with that Christmas spirit throughout. You have 4 weekends in December. You can decide, all right, this weekend will be the Parang weekend, or this weekend is a concert weekend, or this weekend is a go mall hopping weekend to just watch what's happening in the malls, or this weekend is a go driving weekend. And for all of those things, yes, if you have a partner to go with, you have a lineman partner, go the lineman partner by all means. But a lot of these things you can go on your own once you can get yourself there, because very often they are afternoon things. The National Trust has a beautiful Panchakraman and Parang concert at it's at Milford this year. Lovely, lovely entertainment, accessible. So, although the Christmas day, so even when the Christmas day ends up brief or short, or however the Christmas day ends up, you sit down.
Been enjoying the season. And I could relate to that. We say last week, let me boast a bit, Terry, and I went mall shopping in Shoguna's. I reached home tired and happy. I just had to go in my bed. A friend called me and she wanted to do that, and I said, sure, because she know I like that,
Exactly.
And I enjoyed it, So we have lots of things if you like this season that you can do, and you don't just have to sit down and say, you know what, I can't do this again. But we can do things.
Or be disappointed because it's not working out the way you want to, and I don't like Christmas though. And I hear people say, I don't like Christmas though. I want to know what is going on with you. Because if you turn on the radio or you turn on YouTube, invest in a little in one of those little boombox speakers, the Bluetooth speakers, because your phone volume mightn't be good enough. So a Christmas present, give yourself a little Bluetooth speaker. and turn on a parang soca mix or something like that and have a dance when everybody gone and they leave here. Have a dance party while you remember all the things you did for Christmas.
You know what, too, Tarian? Those who watch television, they have so many movies, some really, really nice movies that you could enjoy, to your home. You just put it on and it brings back memories. You just enjoy watching it. Some of these things you watch over and over, but that just that Christmas spirit put you in that nice mood.
Yeah, yeah. So I really do think that we have had our each of us have a different tradition. And to me, the word tradition is just how it used to be, how it used
Yeah.
to be. And for each of us, our tradition may be different. But because life has moved on, I mean, when we talk about tradition, we're talking about when we were children or teenagers or young adults. Hello, we're talking about 40 years ago. Let us, let us get real. It feels like yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. And a whole new generation has come in between us now and us then. And that generation has a very probably different view of life. So while those traditions are there, I think there's a lot that we can, the things that made us happy, whether it is experience, and like I say, the sights and the smells and the sounds and stuff like that, or going out mall shopping or visiting friends or going to shows or listening to the music and dancing, we can begin to create new traditions, traditions that are scaled down to suit our state in life right now. If we are empty nesters and all the children and grandchildren somewhere else, if we are single people on our own, and hello, you create a new tradition. And last week we talked about, the week before, the friend pod. It's so important for us to reach out and connect, even if it's the one person, and start our traditions, because I think this is too special a time, not only because of the significance of Christmas, the birth of Christ, which is on a different level altogether. But I'm not going on the religious side of it now. But just that fact of his birth has brought such joy into everyone's lives. There is no reason that because our family structure has changed, that Christmas is no longer a joyful event and a joyful celebration. I really think with a little bit of research, we could find 3 activities to participate in between now and the end of the year that and really, really lift our spirits and have us being totally joyful in this month of December as we prepare for next year. What do you think, Jen?
Yes, as I said, I like the tradition of dressing up and going out.
Exactly.
Just that. But there are things, as I said, the things that I have planned actually, Terry and I looking forward to. As I said before, I did as it's called, the mall hopping last week. This week, I'm going to do a little more, just again, seeing what's out there. I have, as mentioned, that I still do that charitable act. So, this for my group, church group, that we do in our little charitable aspect. I have already book up, I have a dinner, Parangan dinner to go to.
Nice.
And it's not an parang where it's a sit down, you go on and you sit and enjoy. So it's not anything for me to exert myself in any way, but the whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I have to do. I am looking forward in terms of even starting to prepare. I have one invitation already set up. I'm gonna, and I still hope I saw 2 of the Christmas activity, I should say, that I know I would enjoy the timing of it looking good.
Nice.
So I would get a friend to go with me. And I could always identify the friend who liked the same thing. And as I said, I'm not driving again. Yes, I could use a driver, but I like for those type of thing. So at least have a or say, "Hey, let's come and And I'm one that I would go and have a great time. And if I'm tired, I want the person to say, hey, when I'm ready to go, they will say, hey, sure, let's go. I won't feel. Yes, we can do so many things. So that's about 4 things that confirm that plan that I'm going to do.
It's nice.
And
Very nice. Well, my Christmas is shaping up to be orangutan and hectic as always. And all the orangutan and hectic is around this rambunctious family that I have, which I just absolutely adore. But I'm also squeezing in some events and that's a change that I am making. I am definitely putting in some events. There's some shows that I've seen that I want to go to because I like the artist and I am going. And I have decided that I am going to take myself, my physical activity out, and I'm outsourcing a lot of my Christmas prep this year. And I'm doing a little experiment and waiting to see how the family reacts. That's their business. But I expect it to be as fun-filled as ever. And it's my way. I'm actually slowing down. I'm actually preparing to have as much merriment as I usually have. But I am preparing to not be as much at the front of the engine as I would normally be, and passing it on to those two young men. But I think that, as we said, the essence of Christmas is, it's at least for me, it's sights, it's smells, it's songs, it's what I hear. And I want to experience those in different ways as a visitor, you know? So your visit mightn't be it will be to homes, yes, but it might also be to a show, to a concert, to a place. And you just really have a great time. I think that's what Christmas is about. And I think we all can have that kind of great Christmas.
I really enjoy this season.
Yes, definitely. And Jennifer, there's one thing that we have to talk about that before we go, because we just have a few minutes left, is our tradition of having a Christmas get together. But we're not having it in person this year. We're having it online. So
you all come, join us. It's on the 13th. As I said, it's online. We send a Zoom link for those who didn't get it. Just send us a note, but send it again. So it's just a matter of clicking on that Zoom link. I've already, heard from others who said they coming together, getting together with some friends. They forming their own little pod.
Of course.
They decide which home they're going to, and they take in everybody bringing something, and just have fun.
Yeah.
So it's a different way of sharing and being together with friends. And we sing
parties.
Have a Christmas line.
A party of parties.
We're gonna be paranging, Yeah.
Yeah. Just come prepared to remember all your old traditions, what Christmas used to be like when you was a child, you was on your second act, and what kind of Christmas you're having now, what plans you have for the family and stuff, what do you like to eat, what do you like to drink, what do you like to do, so let's exchange stories and have a nice Zoom Christmas. I'm looking forward to that on the 13th. So until then, we hope you really have great traditions, old as well as new, and that this entire month, you have a wonderful time. This season is too great to not enjoy. What do you think, Jen?
Enjoy all the preparations. If you're still soaking your fruits, etc., whatever you're accustomed to it,
We're
and you
going
want
to
to
buy it.
come on, and order, right? But enjoy.
Definitely. So until next week, take care. Bye-bye.
50 Plus Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.